Yeah, because it was very obvious through his body language that he was feeling the pace after round two.
Yeah.
Seeing that, what does that give you as a mental edge? And secondly, what was your gas tank like at that point?
I was obviously a bit tired because it's tiring work, it's hard, but I felt I had more rounds in me. I had more
Right.
rounds in me, 100%. And yeah, my corner, I could just hear them saying like he's tired because, and as he said it beforehand, because as he had other commitments, so he couldn't make it to that fight. And as he said that, like you've seen him, he's big, he's strong, he's explosive, he's powerful. He couldn't quite keep that pace for the whole round. Like he's kind of like, I guess he's kind of a bit like a Conor McGregor. Like he'll start fading, but he starts off like boom, explosive. He doesn't finish you in the first round, and things get a bit more difficult for him. It was the third round. I knew I had to go big and completely dominate, and I should have really just done that in the second round because he was still tired in the second round. If I'd have went out at that pace in the second round, I might have got the job done in the second. But we live and we learn. I'm not taking away anything from my performance, but both of us took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. Both of us. Like I had no fights planned, nothing planned. He had nothing planned. That's why we fought at 73 kilos, because we're both 70 kilo
Catch weight,
fighters, but
yeah.
neither of us could make 73 in such short time. And I think he said, put on his post or something, that he had to cut a lot of weight to make that. It's like, well, so did I, but we both took it on 2 weeks notice. But I think that did
Sure.
worse for his gas tank than it did for mine. But
Well, either
I think
way,
because
he
it's
had no. I was gonna say either way, he has a very bright future. That is
yeah,
for certain.
yeah, I've got respect for Raphael because he takes hard fights. I mean, he knew I was a hard fight, and he took it. And he had another fight. He's had another fight,
Yeah, he's
another
lost
hard
that.
fight. He
Yeah.
lost that, unfortunately. Arguably should have won. I
Mm,
think he should have won, but
mm.
he was pretty dominant throughout it. But they changed the rules in MMA now, apparently, where if you're on top but you're not doing anything, you're not winning. But it used to be like that. It used to be if you were in top in the dominant position, you were winning. But yeah, because after Raphael lost to me, any normal person would have just took a fight against the journeymans, get the confidence, get the wins going again. But he just went
What's the
straight in
point?
there against another tough
Yeah.
lad. So I got respect for Raphael.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's now, during the amateurs. This is where you sort of ply your trades.
Yeah,
Get all of the experience in before you make it to that professional level.
yeah. There's a place. There is a place for journeymen for when people drop out on like 1 day notice. The journeyman will step in and help. But I don't see the point of some. There's some people out there who have only fought journeymen. I'm not going to
Does
name
does
names, but
nothing
there's
for
some
your
people
career.
who no. I'm not naming names, but there's some people out there who are like 6 wins, and they've just cleared out Streets Fight Club of those sort of fighters. They're good. They're great boxers at Streets Fight Club, but everyone obviously knows they don't really try in MMA, do they? Like because they've got other fights to go to, so they want to be. So if they get taken down and start getting punched a lot, they just give up, don't they? So
Sure.
like, there's no point fighting them every weekend, is there?
No, sure. So before we look at your most recent fight, what did you take out of that fight with Rafael?
Um, I learned a lot. My weight cut was better than
Hmm.
previous fights. Like I recovered better because I had to. I still had to cut the same amount of weight pretty much because I was a bit heavier than normal. That's why I said to Azzy, like I'll have to do about 73, 74.
Hmm.
Um, then I learned. I put up the picture, the like, little poster of me and Raphael, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he looks mean.
He
He
looks
looks he
scary.
looks terrifying." Like
Yeah.
it's like, and all of my after I'd fought him and won, all like my mates and work and stuff like that were like, we didn't think you were gonna win. Like
Yeah, because he's showing
he
his
looks
guns off as well,
scary.
isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like he looks scary. He looks big and scary, and I was like, I guess I learned from fighting Raphael that like it's how you fight, not how you look. Like he looks scary, and obviously he's talented, but yeah, like there was just, I guess, another occasion where I was one of the only ones that believed that I could win when a lot of people didn't. It's
That's all you
another one
need.
of those.
That's all you
Yeah,
need. Just your belief, and that's it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
It's Conor McGregor harps on about it a lot, about his belief in himself is why he did so well. And the more fights that I have, the more I just know that he's right.
You know, confidence grows through work ethic, through seeing what's happening around you, and that's it. I put the work in, and it's paying off, and I truly believe that my work is the correct work.
He's right,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, really, and that's a principle shared by anyone that's successful. It's all about that inner belief.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Good for you. Now on to your most recent fight, and what I believe was your toughest assignment to date versus Oliver Harriets, who was a 3-1 competitor going into that fight with
Yeah.
2 of his 3 wins coming inside the distance. What did you know about him prior to the fight?
Well, we knew he was big. We knew he was a
Very
big
big.
guy.
It's like 6'1", 6'2".
6'2", yeah. And I originally I had a fight. There was a lad called Aaron Price, and I saw one of his fights, and he puts on a show. Like he was fun to watch. I think he'd like finished 3 of his fights in a row, and he was 3-0, and I was 3-0, and I was like, or 4-0, I think, including Joel.
Yeah.
I was 4-0. I said to Ray, like, I want to fight him. Like, me and him will have a fight. Like, and he agreed to the fight. And then I think something came up with him because he doesn't look like the sort of person. Like, I wanted to fight him because I think I've had like 4 people pull out on me now. I was supposed to fight somebody in November, and he pulled out on like 3 days' notice. So I was like, he doesn't look like he's going to pull out. So something came up, but then he had to pull out. And then the weeks went on, and Ray wasn't finding anyone for me to fight. So I was like, oh, Ray, I'll do anywhere between 70 and 75 kilos because I just want to fight. Like, I'm not bothered. Like, I'll do anywhere
Love
between
it.
there. And then he found Oliver, and Oliver's a welterweight. So,
Yeah.
and then he made a little bit of a cut down to get to 74, but I was just like, I just wanted to fight. So we knew he was bigger than me, but we watched his fights, and he was a strong, dominant wrestler. He liked to take people down and beat them up. But he was a bit stiff on the feet, and he didn't move his head like very well. And as he said, like right hands down the middle, and he comes in with a lot of like, as he said as well, he comes in with a lot of leaping shots. Like he steps in. So we did a lot of the timing of watching his feet. And then when you see his feet coming in, just throw the right hand straight down the middle, and then that's when I caught his head.
In the first round,
the force is twice as hard when they're also coming into it as well. So yeah, we knew he was big, we knew he was strong, but I knew I could beat him.
My next question was: did you feel you were ready to go that step up in level?
Yeah, I felt like I was ready. I felt ready for whenever I get matched for a fight, if it's not exciting and I look at the fight and think, oh, I'm gonna batter him easy. That's not easy. That's easy. I'll batter him. It doesn't get me excited. When I looked at Ollie and I seen his fights, I was like, he's a good fighter. Like he could beat me.
Right.
And that's what drives me in the gym to like put in so much work. Like that when things get hard, I feel like quitting, but I know I'm fighting somebody as dangerous as Oliver. Like that's what keeps me going. That's what gets me through all the workouts and all the hard work and all of that sort of stuff, knowing that, you know, this guy can beat me.
Right. So now that you won, what does that do for your confidence and self-belief moving forwards?
Just more confidence. than before. Like, I know now that it doesn't, like, when we originally seen that, like, you know, he's 6'2", he's a welterweight. It was like, oh, he's big. But now it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I know, like, if I can drop welterweights and finish them, then what am I going to do in my own weight category against lightweights? Like, there's not going to be many that are going to hold up to that same shot. There's not going to be many that'll be able to take that as well. I'm doing that to welterweights, so more confidence in the power I have.
Yeah, basically anywhere, anyone, anytime.
Pretty much. I'm excited for challenges. I like challenges.
Yeah, because that was before we look into the fight. That was a title eliminator, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were 6-1 between us. So Ray said, you know, there's a lot of wins between you, a lot of finishes. The winner gets to fight the champion next.
And would that be at welterweight or at lightweights?
At lightweight. I've spoken to Ray about that, and I think if Oliver won, like, he wouldn't make lightweight.
No,
he'd no chance of making lightweight. So his probably would have been a welterweight. But
fine.
yeah, mine's at lightweight.
Okay, so then looking at the actual fight, and we've covered a couple of times that short right hand you landed in the first round, cut him. Is that the first time that you've had to deal with blood from your opponent?
Yeah. Well, I can't remember if I might have made somebody's nose bleed once, but nothing big. But the weirdest part was being bled on and having someone's blood all over your head.
Yeah,
all over your
what's
face.
that feeling like?
It was weird. I didn't know.
Good weird or bad weird?
Just like
just
gross.
Weird. Okay, gross. Right.
I was after the first round, like, I got up and went to my corner, and the cut man came over and was like rubbing my head and that. I was like, "Am I cut?" And then because I seen the little towel and that was covered in blood, and as he was like, "Oh, it's not his blood. He's all right. It's not his blood." I was like, "Oh, that's a bit gross. Like, it's his blood."
It's his blood. Yeah. So it wasn't a case of
my head and my back.
It was, and it was on your gloves as well.
Yeah.
Did you manage to treasure those gloves?
I put them in my bag and went home.
Right.
And then
don't tell me you washed it.
After I've had a fight, like, I usually have a couple of days off from the gym, like, because he hit me with some leg kicks. My knee was a bit dodgy, yeah. So like I had a rest for a few days, and then I got back to the gym and I pulled my gloves out to start training again, and they still had the blood on it. I was like, oh, that's gross.
That's not gross.
I washed them after that. Like, I don't want to keep using them.
So not like BJ Penn sort of licking off the blood from the gloves.
No, that's minging.
Nah, fair enough. So in the second round of that fight with Oliver, you were attempting to land a few big right hands before you actually landed one. Was that all part of the game plan?
Yeah. We as he said to me that he's open for a right hand, and he said, I believe you can knock him out, like, because he's holding pads for me and that, and he says, like, I know that you hit hard, like, if you commit to the right hand and just throw it straight down the pipe, it'll catch him, because he's open for the right hand. And so it took me a couple of tries to get the time in and get the accuracy as well, but I got it in the end. And I really started because I knew I'd hurt him in the first round. I started picking up the pace in the second round. I started throwing a bit more. I started throwing kicks, and I really started picking up the pace. And I can't remember, like, I seen him and he started circling off a certain way, and then I don't know, I just saw the opportunity.
Kicks. Oh, that right hand!
And I just fully committed, like as told me to. I just fully committed, threw the right hand straight down the middle, and I caught him with it.
Yeah, you did. And then you capitalized on the moment. and landed some vicious ground and pound for sure. Did you feel the referee could have stopped it earlier?
He could have done, and there
Yeah,
probably would have been no complaints. But
exactly.
it is what it is. Like Ollie's a nice guy. Like I hope he wins his next outing. But yeah, it was just nice to get the finish, because I knew, like you say he was my biggest test. I knew he was my biggest test as well, and I was just excited to be able to finish him.
Good. And then at the end of the fight, you screamed into the camera, "Who's next?" So, Kyle, who is next?
It's weird, like when you have a fight and you're full of adrenaline, it almost feels like you're drunk. And
Yeah,
you have like this Dutch courage. Like I'm never normally like that, but
yeah,
when I was there and I was full of the adrenaline, I felt great. I was like, oh, who's next?
yeah.
Next for me is Marcus Lewis. I hope. I'm not sure on Marcus Lewis's plans, because he's a brilliant fighter. He's the almighty lightweight champion, so that's my next opponent. And Ray, the promoter, did message me saying, like, the title shot's yours. We want you to fight Marcus next. And he said the champ is defending on June the 4th. I said that's good for me. Yeah, Marcus is a really tough lad. It would have been a great fight between me and Marcus, but I'm not sure his plans and whether or not he's going to be turning professional. But my next fight is 100% for the belt, whether it's against the current champion Marcus Lewis,
Right.
or the belt becomes vacant and I fight somebody for the belt. But I'm the number one contender right now.
Good. And if it is against Marcus, how do you see that fight playing out?
Well, Marcus is like 3-time world kickboxing champion. Like Marcus is striking. Like when I was researching him, like, I was having a good time watching his fights. Like he's exciting. I was like, that is an exciting fight for me, because like me and him would have a great fight. Like he can finish fights, I can finish fights, and it just would have been exciting. But I'd obviously need to play to my strengths. Like I know he's going to want to kickbox. He's going to want to kickbox for the whole fight. So I'd want to strike them a little bit. I'd want to see because I know if I can land something, it's going to hurt. Like no matter how good his kickboxing is, if I can land, I know I can put people on ice, like, and put people down. But I would have liked to have mixed it up a lot. I like to have hit him a lot, and I like to have dominated him in the grappling.
Lovely.
That's how I would see it going down.
Okay, so going from one champion to another, and I must ask you concerning your namesake, fellow countryman, fellow lightweight, Mason Jones.
Oh yeah.
Did you see his last fight at Cage Warriors?
I've seen him fight before. I didn't see his last one. I seen one where he fought. So I think it was a Dutch guy in Cage Warriors Cardiff. I can't remember his name. But I seen that, and he is good. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I get more experience and I get more, and I turn professional, like those are the people that I want to fight. Like I don't. So I'm not interested in fighting cans. Like I want to fight the best people.
Good. So what does something like that do for MMA in Wales, but also for you and your aspirations and your motivations and so on?
Well, we know Wales is becoming being put more and more on the map now. Like, everyone knows about the sort of talent that people are churning out of Wales now. So, and with people like Mason Jones and Brett Johns and Jack the Tank Shaw, all like doing bits professionally, doing amazing, and obviously Jack Marshman. We've got John Phillips as well. Like there's lots of MMA talent now between UFC and Cage Warriors in Wales. Like I think it's just a matter of time before there's a UFC event in Wales. Like we got all the talent, and yeah, it's inspiring because Wales a lot of people just think Wales is a place in England, but now people are starting to realise that it's its own
country.
It's its own country, and it develops good fighters. It's developing good fighters. So
Nice.
it's inspiring to see other Welshmen do so well.
Good. Brilliant. All right. So we now move into the final part of the show, Kyle. And that's your flash fives. So I will ask you 5 questions, Kyle. And very simply, you give me your best answer.
Okay.
All right. So the first question then, Kyle, is who would you like to fight, dead or alive? Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Yes.
Like, who would I like to fight? That's a tough question, because
that's why I'm asking it.
Because obviously your
many
most favorite fighters are the ones that are so dangerous. It's like I love Mike Tyson, but like, would I want to fight him? Probably not, because he's a heavyweight that just knocks everybody out. Who would I like to fight, dead or alive?
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to fight Muhammad Ali, just because
nice answer
of how much you'd learn over a 12-round paced in, because he wasn't a huge knockout artist, was he? He just completely boxed everyone's head clean off. Like, you'd get a complete boxing masterclass lesson off someone like Muhammad Ali. It'd be crazy. You'd learn so much about boxing.
Nice answer. I like that one. Your ideal way to finish an opponent?
I'd like to knock them out.
Knockout, straight up knockout. KO. I love it.
I want to be exciting. Like, I want people to be excited to see me fight, and it makes like, when you get into big shows and stuff, and when you start turning professional, like, the big shows are going to be looking at the people who are exciting. So, like, I want to come out and I want to be exciting. Like, I don't want to go out there and, like, go for anything less than just hurt them. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be fun to watch. I want my opponent to do the same. I'd want him to come out and try and knock me clean out. Like, I would just want to be involved in fun fights that people enjoy watching, and I want to win as well, obviously.
Of course, that's the name of the game. Which combat sport bout or fight would you have loved to have competed in?
I would have loved to have been. Have you seen Lawler versus McDonald too? That absolute bloodbath.
My God, it was an absolute bloodbath. What a brilliant fight! Yeah, that was when Robbie Lawler was the welterweight champion.
Yeah, against Rory McDonald, and Rory beating her up for most of the fight, and then Robbie they're just both just covered in blood, and then Robbie manages to get it back in like the 5th round. Like, those. Like, when I say I want, like, exciting fights, those are the sort of fights that I want to be in.
I've got goose pimples right now just thinking about that fight. Yeah, that's a great shout.
Yeah, they're the sort of fights that I'd want to be in. Like, because win, lose or draw, if I was in a fight like that, I'd feel amazing afterwards. Even if I lost, I'd be like, oh my God, that was insane.
Yeah. There's no loser, is there?
No, not really. The only people that win really are the fans.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, us fans. Yeah, brilliant fight. Good shout. I like that one, Kyle. 2 more. What superpower would you have?
Probably be that guy from the X-Men that can turn his whole body steel. That would probably be pretty useful.
That's a good one. That'd be very useful. Very useful. I like that. Everyone's getting very creative with his answers. I like it. Yeah. And the final one. Sorry, go on.
So I was say it's probably the most useful one. Like, have you seen the Deadpool movie where he breaks his hand every time he punches him?
That'd
be the best one to have as a mixed martial artist.
I like it. Very good. I like it. And then the final one, Kyle, the one rule you would change in MMA, either professional or amateur level.
At amateur level, like, you used to see a lot of fun, exciting things when there was knees to the head. Like we had a lad who used to fight with us called Connor Robinson, and he was a savage. Like if you look at any of his fights on YouTube, I think he's got like, I think he was 7 wins, 1 loss, or something like that, and like so many of his wins were from like knockouts with knees to the head. Like he used to just drive people's heads down into the knees and just put them to ice. Like it was so fun to watch when they put that out. Like I don't know, I feel like it's such a huge part of MMA professionally that like people need to, like amateurs need to be prepared for that as well. Like when there's ground and pound with elbows in the professionals, there's ground and pound with fists in amateurs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's still ground and pound, but like flying knees and stuff like that, like if no one's ever attempted any form of knee to the head on you for your whole amateur career, and then some, like you can turn professional and then the knees is going to start coming in and you've never experienced anyone you throwing a knee towards your head before. Whereas I'd put knees to the head
fair.
back in to amateur.
Fair comment. Okay, so that's the end of the show, Kyle. How did you find that, mate?
I enjoyed it. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much. It was a real honor having you on, and even more of an honor knowing that in your next fight and when you are crowned the lightweight almighty champion, it's going to be Kyle, the natural born killer Jones. My God, I'm buzzing off that.
It will be. I'll do that just for you.
Oh God, brilliant! I'm so happy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, but there we are. Thank you. So everyone, that's episode 5 wrapped up. I'd like to say thank you again, sincerely appreciated for watching Flash Knockdown, the show that engages with people of the combat sports world. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Kyle.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.